Alright, I just want to get on here and I just got something that's been on my mind for the last 2-3 days. So I think it's God's way of telling me that I need to talk about it. So what is Satan's goal? What's his goal? He wants to be raised higher than God, to be worshipped as God, right? He wants to, right? I mean, he's basically the ultimate copycat, right? We know that. I mean, he mocks God in the way that he, quote unquote, fulfills his prophecies, his, call them his events, right? In the way that the Antichrist is coming out, or the Antichrist spirit, right? It's mocking God, right? Who, you had President 44 ride into Jerusalem on a donkey on Passover, go to the tomb, basically laugh at the tomb, right? I mean, he's copying things. Either way, doesn't matter. Here's where I'm getting at. Satan wants to copy God, which means he wants to create what God created, except in his own image. Yeah? So, largely, oh shoot, man, it even goes, wow. I didn't even think about that. I was just going to talk about 3 things. So, I'd say it's fair to say Satan cannot create the luminaries, right? Sun, moon, stars. He could, well, wow. So what about the moon, though? The moon I'm going to have to think about. The sun and stars, I mean, you guys seen the I've shown it in a couple of videos, the sun simulator. So, you got fallen angel technology, Satan creating the sun. Moon I got to think about more. I got to research that. The stars, I mean, I think that can be across multiple platforms, right? You got the Hollywood stars, and you also have Starlink, which I think makes more sense. Starlink, and when you look into Starlink, it's actually called a constellation. That's what Starlink is. It's a constellation of satellites in the stars, right, in the heavens. Wow, it goes even further. That's crazy. But here's the 3 topics I was going to talk about. Animals, plants, humans. Let's go with plants first, because I think this is where it started, which makes sense, because this is what God created first. Well, not first, but prior to humans, anyways. So there's a big difference. For those who don't know, I've seen people talk about it, and they mean well, their heart's in the right place, but they don't know what they're talking about, unfortunately. There's a big difference between, there's 3 types of seeds, okay? There's heirloom seeds, there's hybrid seeds, and there's GMO seeds. All 3 are different. GMO seeds are not hybrid seeds. Hybrids are not GMOs, okay? Hybrids are made largely from crossing 2 heirloom seeds. You get an F1, right? Phenotype 1. It's the first phenotype from the initial crossbreeding, okay? Doesn't matter. We'll say this. So heirloom seeds can be, and then you have organic and non-organic, okay? Which goes across the board. Throw GMOs out. Hybrid and heirloom can both be organic and non-organic, okay? That has to do with how the plant that the seeds are harvested from is grown and treated. Is it sprayed? Is it fed chemicals? Or is it natural and organic? That's the difference there. Okay, so those can both be hybrid and heirloom. Heirloom seeds will reproduce. They're self-pollinating, oftentimes. Open pollination, which means they rely on bugs, primarily mason bees, really. They're stellar at... you guys know honeybees aren't that great at pollinating? Mason bees, however, excellent. Those little tiny sweat bees, not the big carpenter bees, not the bumblebee looks that dig into wood. Those are carpenter bees, but mason bees, yeah, excellent pollinators. So are flies. Anyways, so heirloom will reproduce itself. So that seed taken from an heirloom plant will not stray from its original form, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. If you have a Cherokee tomato and you take a seed out of it and next year you plant it, you're going to get a Cherokee tomato. Okay, that's how heirloom seeds work. Tried and true, right? Now, hybrid seeds are created from initially crossing two heirlooms together of like species, right? You can't cross a broccoli with a tomato. It's not going to happen. They have to be within the same species of family. So a tomato and a tomato, broccoli and a broccoli, right? A lettuce and a lettuce. I won't get into the Latin names, but you guys understand the idea, right? So what that does is creates a hybrid seed, an F1 hybrid. And from all those seeds, so see, what happens is you get a mother and a father plant, and you pollinate them, and then they have their offspring. That's an F1. And then you grow it, and if you like now you'll have a certain percentage of sway, but primarily speaking, we'll say 90% or so of the offspring are all going to grow in the same way. Now, if those offspring have the trait you're looking for, whether it's vigor, size of fruit, taste, whatever it is, that's a good cross, good parents. If not, then you switch up one of the parents, usually the male. They both carry different traits, much like humans, right? So it depends on what you're looking for. But either way. Now, if you want to go a step further, you know, you get a really good flavor, but the size isn't there, then you can take that plant, that F1, and crossbreed it, usually back to the father or the mother, which would then create an F2. So you're hoping to, out of that F2, that next sibling, we'll call it, you're hoping to get not only the vigor, the size of whatever I said the F1 was. We'll say it was size. The size of the plant, the fruit to be what it is, but now you're looking for size and flavor. All right, so these are how hybrids are made. Now, hybrids can happen in nature, right? An heirloom, a Cherokee tomato, and a zebra green tomato can naturally cross in nature. It can happen, right? So hybrids are natural. They're man-made because we're choosing specific traits from parents to create a certain type of a certain vegetable or fruit with certain qualities. But it can happen in nature. It's natural. Okay, that's a hybrid. GMOs can never ever happen in nature. They are genetic splicing at the DNA level. Think about this. At the DNA level, genetically splicing with other things, usually animals. You're going to get, like, for instance, corn. Corn, depending on which GMO company you're getting it from and which variety, what you're looking for, they really dial it into drought, pest, disease, resistance based on the area you're growing in. But what they'll do, for instance, for disease resistant, they'll take a trait from a pig and they'll splice it into the genetic sequencing of the seed. And for drought resistance, they take a gene from a mud puppy fish and they'll splice it in to the genetic sequencing of the seed. Okay? That cannot happen in nature. That's a GMO. No way ever is a pig breeding with a Brussels sprout, right? It's never going to happen. That's what a GMO is at a base level. Okay, so now we all know chemical companies. We should. Quite a few of them. Coincidentally, they're also medical companies, so that's not good. And they're in charge of your food supply. All these GMO crops. Corn and soy is in everything. Anything processed, and it's all GMO. But I'm getting off track. Here's what we're doing. Seeds. Plants. God created plants. Satan wants to create plants. Satan created plants. GMOs. Right? With that C to the A to the SAM-9, that gene, that equipment being used, that CRISPR, call it, that Casper with an I and an R. Yeah. What road am I on? Norris. I think I'm lost. It's using the same genetic sequencing that is in the Jabberwoony, the cat apple SAM-9. Okay, they're using that same material, same what I wanted to look, not equipment. That's the wrong word. It's the same thing. Okay, so plants, check. Animals. Well, we know they've been experimenting on cloning and crossbreeding animals that in nature would never crossbreed. They've been doing this for a long time. They've been working on GMO since the 70s. They've been crossbreeding animals, as far as I know, since 84. And these aren't like, again, you're not breeding a cow with a cow and creating another type of cow, right? Microevolution, right? Crosses within own species. They're crossing species. And now, to round it all out, he's doing the same thing with humans. God created plants, Satan created his own plants. God created animals, Satan created his own animals. Right. Do you guys know, in the industrial level, that they have featherless chickens? No feathers. Genetically engineered to have no feathers to make it easier to process. No feathers. A chicken with no feathers. Alive. They've done the same thing with cows. Genetically engineering cows to produce 3 times the amount of milk as normal. And that's not done. I'm not talking about steroid shots and the RHBST, whatever it is, hormone. I'm talking genetic engineering of animals. Right? Much like the chickens without the feathers. And again, this is all the CAS9. All the animals that they've done trials on and that are feeding America. That's right, people. You're eating featherless chickens. That's why you should be praying over everything. Anyways, Satan wanted to create animals. Created animals. Right? God created Adam and Eve. God created humans. Satan is creating his own human. Right now. And again, it's the same technology. That's the better word I was looking for. Not equipment. Technology. It's the C to the A to the SAM-9. That's what it is. Right? That CRISPER. Can algorithms spell? I don't know. We'll see if this gets flagged or not. That's what it is, guys. It's the crispy Casper. Yeah, we'll say it that way. You guys know what I'm talking about. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm sure someone would inform you in the comments. But anyways, that's what I wanted to say, guys. Satan wants to be looked at and viewed upon like he is God, to be lifted above the stars, above God. And what does that involve? Creating the things that God created. He's terraforming the earth, right? We can see that. That's happening. All those, hundreds of mile-long contrails behind planes. A physicist once said that would be, I saw this whole documentary, that would be the equivalent of you walking when it's cold outside, right? You can see your breath, your condensation. For you to walk and look back and see a trail of condensation 2 miles long. That's what they want you to believe is happening with the planes, guys. And I know many of you are aware of what's going on, but look, he's terraforming the earth. He's creating an earth, right? He's got the sun simulator. He's created a sun. He's got the Starlink constellation. He's created the stars. He's got the GMOs. He's created the plants. He's got the hybrid animals. He's created the animals. Last step, guys. Hybrid humans. He's created the humans. As in the days of Noah. Human DNA, human sequencing being messed with. We don't have long. If you don't know, you should know that Jesus Christ is coming back real soon. I don't think anyone really knows how it's going to play out. We all have our theories, and that's great. I love theories. But at the end of the day, that's all it is a theory. Because how many times have your favorite watchman convinced you that it's this date and that date, and I'm guilty of it too, trust me. That date and this date and this date, and it comes to pass. Ooh, nice. I don't know how I got on this road. But I'm no longer lost. Not the way I was going to take it off, but it worked out. So yeah, how many times has your favorite watchman been wrong? We're all wrong. We all have theories. That you guys got to hold it with a grain of salt. That's all it is a theory. And I think that's why it's so dangerous. Don't get me wrong. I hope and pray that there is what people say, a pre-trib rapture, right? But imagine a scenario in which communication at large goes down, and it's very obvious at this point that we have entered into the tribulation, or the Great Tribulation, and it didn't play out the way that you told yourself it was going to play out. Are you going to fall away? Are you going to think that God forsook you? That you've been forsaken? I don't know. Like I said, guys, it's always great. It's great to have your theories. I have plenty of them. I do my own research, right? That's right. I said it time and time again. You need to get in the Word. You personally, God wants a relationship with you, not you and your watchman, your best pal, Tom. He wants a relationship with you, and He will reveal things to you that make sense to you based on your rationale and your thinking. Right? That's why everyone is all over the place in which what's going to happen, this, that, and the other, because God reveals different things to different people in a way that makes sense to what they already believe, but is yet still true in the ultimate plan. Does that make sense? I've been noticing that lately. So like I said, guys, theories are awesome. Theories are great. A lot of times we like to build on our own theories, but you gotta check yourself, right? It's nothing but, it's a theory in regards to how the end times are going to play out, right? I'm not saying that the whole Bible is a theory. Obviously, that's not right. But in regards to, end time scenarios and this event, then this event, then this event, That's all we're doing is guessing, guys. And what if you're wrong? Is that going to discourage you? Is that going to discourage others? You got to think about the other people that you tell or listen to or talk to, and that think that it's going to happen like this, that, and that. Because if it doesn't, what are they going to think? And a lot of people right now are caught up in saying that this isn't the mark of the beast because we're still here. And it can't be because we leave before anything happens. It's a theory. Why do you think that there's a pre, mid, and a post-tribulation rapture theories out there? They all have credence. They all have weight to them. You're just picking a theory that you like best, that makes the most sense to you. And I'm not saying that it's wrong. It very well could be right. But if it is, then there's another way of looking at what's happening right now. But it doesn't give me pleasure to say that it's the mark. I have all of my friends have taken it. I don't have any friends that have not taken it. And I've been warning since April of 2020. Half my family's taken it. My in-laws have taken it. Me, my wife, my sister, really my immediate family, thank the Lord, has either listened to me or been led by the Lord themselves, but they have not taken it. All my siblings and both my parents are mark-free. Even though my parents and my youngest sister, they know the Lord, they definitely don't have a strong relationship with Him. But other than that, everybody else that I know, well, no, I have a friend who has not taken it. Well, I shouldn't say that because I have friends that watch these, but I don't think of them as, I guess, in this sense, as my age friends. I have older friends that are part of church that haven't taken it. So they're my friends too, but not what I'm, close friends, say it that way. Anyways. Well, read your Bible, folks. Open it up. God will lead you. Holy Spirit will guide you. Ask questions. Pray on it earnestly. Meditate on the Word all day long. There's no excuse not to be, if you, I don't have the time to read during the day at all. Unfortunately. Not anymore. I would love to. I would love to have more studies like I used to. It's just not in the cards right now. But what I can do, and what you can do, is when you do get the chance to read, have some questions. Right? Think of some questions while you're reading. Jot them down. Think about them. Ponder them. Ask God throughout the day. Meditate on them. Think about it. Try and find the answers to the questions that you have. Right? Through prayer and meditation. I don't like to use the word meditation. Kind of sounds new agey, but just think on the Word. Think on the Word. If you've read even a few, a good portion of it, or even a small portion, at least draw on the things that you've already read. You know what I mean? Certain things lead to certain things. Here a little, there a little, right? Precept upon precept. It's all related. It all ties in. It all tells the bigger story. There's details throughout the entire Bible. Don't just watch the last 15 minutes of the movie. You know what I mean? Would you do that? You got to get in the New Testament and the Old Testament. You got to know where it started and know really to make sense of the ending, right? You wouldn't watch. My brother told me this. He made it. It was really interesting. A really good point. You wouldn't watch the last 15 minutes of a movie. You might, but then you're gonna have questions, and you might tell yourself, "Well, it was probably this or that, and that's why this person did that and that." And yeah, that all makes sense. But you don't know because you didn't watch or didn't read the first 75% of it. You know what I mean? You didn't watch the first hour and a half of the movie. You just got the last 10 minutes. You can't make sense of it. You can't make sense of the Bible either. You got to know the past to make sense fully of the present and the recent past. Anyways, that's all I got. This is going to take 4 hours to upload. All right, take care, guys. God bless. Jesus Christ is coming back soon.